2 have secured their seats to the final. Now 5 new sharks are circling the cage. One has shown she's hungrier than most.
Everyone was waiting to see who's going to be the first 2-time EPT champion. They didn't think it would be a woman. I'm sure they didn't think it would be me.
Can she ride the wave of success to the final?
The vengefulness it must take to call me with that hand. It's only because of the cage. You would never call me with that if it wasn't for the cage. Oh, I misfactored the cage.
Or will the other sharks prove to have the bigger bite?
The sickening factor of the cage.
Welcome to Monaco and Heat 3 of the PokerStars.com Shark Cage. This is how it works.
If you successfully bluff the river and get your opponent to fold a better hand, then you'll send that player to the cage, and they'll be out of action for an entire orbit.
Oh, in the cage!
I knew he was bluffing. I did. I said, but I can't call it.
But if your bluff gets picked off,
All right, I call.
I'll see you later.
then you'll be spending some time behind bars thinking about where it all went wrong.
Here goes in the cage. Yeah, baby.
And you've got to make decisions quickly. With a 30-second shot clock, say goodbye to endless tanking.
It's ruthless poker, the kind of poker our sharks thrive on.
And right now, they smell blood in the water because to them, the qualifier doesn't even have a name. He is walking chum.
My name is Matthew Herminiano. I'm 27 years old. Currently, I'm a third-year student for nursing. I've never been anywhere in Europe before. It's weird that I'm gonna play on stage, on TV, with some pros for a chance at $1 million. I'm really nervous about playing against the great players because they're pros, they know how to look for tells. So they'll probably be able to pick me apart pretty early and see what type of player I really am. I might have a surprise in my backpack for all the pros and everybody else.
In each heat, the qualifier takes up seat 1. The Predators are ready to feast. So where do they sit in the food chain?
Who do I not want on my left? Oh, that's right, any of them. 2. I genuinely don't fear that there's anybody that I can't play against as an equal. That is obviously a lineup of the greatest poker players in the world, probably in history.
Seat number 6 for Maria.
The problem is they'll be expecting me to bluff. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna get as many bluffs through as I usually do, but I think I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
This one here seems like C4. I knew it. I just knew it.
Called it.
I'm really pumped for the Shark Cage. I think this tournament was tailor-made for me. I mean, I'm the best player there. I've won tournaments before, especially tournaments of this nature. I'm ready.
Just take C5.
Number 5 for Gus.
Obviously, I've won some tournaments over the years. Who's the hometown favorite? Definitely me.
Patrick's in C3 then.
The competitiveness comes first, and then you have the fun on the side of it. Every time I come to play, I come to win.
Who and or what is that?
I think that's our qualifier.
Coren Mitchell, Williams, Hansen, Ho, Giraffe. What in the world is happening?
Is that a giraffe or what is?
Yes! Oh, yes!
Well, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you,
Nice
Matthew.
to meet you too.
Good luck.
Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi,
What is
Matt.
your costume?
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
Nice to meet you. I will shake hands later when I get a chance to get over there.
Where are you from?
Toronto.
Toronto. Nice.
Is it a giraffe because you think that's something a shark would eat?
No, it gives me powers.
Oh, it gives you power.
It gives me powers. Congratulations on becoming the 2-time EPT.
I'm very happy about it, thank you.
Maybe this will be my 1-0 start if I win tonight.
There you go. You could be the first person to win 2 Shark Cage events.
Exactly.
I hope that if you get in a heads-up situation, You've got the full giraffe's head, like the full thing comes over the nose.
I'm pretty sure. Like that?
There you go.
Yeah. Done.
Did you know giraffe tongues are black? Giraffe facts.
So Heat 3 is underway with a seat in the final up for grabs. Everyone starts with $1 million chips. Maria Ho. Folds.
Did you know giraffes sleep less than 2 hours per day? Giraffe facts.
Matthew raises.
Raise to means 2,000 more.
2,000 more? Sorry. So
Throw blue in
bad.
and take all the yellow back.
And take all the yellow back. Sorry. Bad at math.
And you're playing.
I know, because like online it's usually just like
You have the pot in front of
I
you.
just go
like, yeah.
click, and it goes like to whatever I need to do. That's what
Yes,
makes it
I'm
hard.
going to raise. I don't mean to be unwelcoming. Let's make it 40.
But it sounds so nice with that accent.
Oh. Call.
To be honest, I only 3-bet in the hope of ending it now, so there's no cage risk
I know, but
for
that's
either
the
of
thing.
us.
That's. What if I hit and you end up in the cage?
They both hit.
Yes, I'm going to do my best to end this hand before the river, so there's no cage threat. 40 again.
Matthew may not end up in the cage. He might end up on a plane back to Toronto.
He has top pair. Vicky has a set of 9s. What are these noises about?
Matthew bets 105,000. And he's got the chant going too.
Exactly.
All right, we've gone to a river. The
Oh
cage becomes
my
a
gosh,
possibility.
it's a cage.
Signal for any aggressive action.
Now the players have special cards so they can declare whether they are bluffing or value betting on the river.
La 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 la.
I don't know what song that is, but that's the song that's stuck in my head.
135,000.
Hope it's royalty free.
Matthew playing the value card here.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to make it 300.
Vicky raises to.
Do I have to put a card because it's an aggressive action? Hold on now.
Not a bluff.
Vicky's gonna raise to 300,000.
There you go. Now Patrik knows what I'm doing. And he's a massive tell, so I better be careful.
You must really hate me already
To be honest, if
doing
Patrik
this.
didn't already know what this bet meant.
This is a reminder to Matthew that he can pull his card back to change his action.
My call.
Matthew calls.
3 aces. Oh, 3 9s.
Vicky shows a set
Close
of
enough.
9s.
Boo! Boo.
Oh,
Matthew
unlucky,
shows ace
Matthew.
queen for a pair of aces.
Unlucky. But you don't have to go in the cage.
Exactly. Like I lost, but
He wasn't
it's
going to have to
fine.
go in the cage either way because you weren't bluffing.
I was not.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sad.
And don't be sad.
Now I'm sad.
No, it's fine. It's fun. You still have chips. We're having a good time. We didn't
That
have to go
is
in the cage.
true. At least I didn't end up in the cage. When I first heard I was gonna be on Shark Cage, I was actually at the hospital with my grandfather, who I kind of told maybe there's a chance that I might be playing for $1 million in Monaco. And he was like, is it real? Is it a real $1 million? I was like, yeah, don't worry. It's kind of a touchy subject with my grandfather because about like 2 weeks ago, he passed away. He's been taking care of me for like 23 years of my life, so he was a big part. And the last night that I got to spend with him, I was watching basketball and baseball with him. And the next morning, the ambulance came and I was the last one with him in the ambulance. It was just me at the hospital. And I told him, just go to sleep, don't worry. I know he'd be proud to hear that I actually made it here. Winning this whole tournament would be a dream for me. My first priority is to help those that have helped me. Seeing how much my dad struggled putting my mom through school, it would be a way to repay them for all the hard work that they've done and to let them know that I appreciate them. It would go a long way for my grandfather and my grandma. Maybe I could take care of her since he's not around.
Wow, Matthew's got a huge heart, just like a giraffe's. Giraffe facts.
And he's competing for life-changing money here. A winner-takes-all prize of $1 million.
You never pass your big blind. Is that the situation?
Not for one bet, I don't.
Yeah, right. Well, in that case, I guess I'll keep it pretty small. Let's make it 23, my age.
There you go.
I love that. I love that.
What a lie. Vicky's easily 30.
Yeah, I only really check to see if I'm going to re-raise. But...
That's my absolute favorite, the 23-year-old game show hostess. That's what I'm always aiming for.
Diamonds, jack of hearts.
Trips for Vicky.
So who's gonna go in the cage first?
35.
35,000.
Could be you.
Hopefully it's not me. Nobody wants to see me in the cage.
I want to see a giraffe in a cage. I
could
could go to the zoo or here.
I mean, the cage is beckoning for the non-believers.
David
I just want to see it spin.
Oh, it spins? Now I want to. Now I don't know.
David called on the flop with just 9 high.
No reason for that other than to maybe try to set up a river bluff.
Ooh, cage tactics. Vicky bets again.
Yup.
Oh, we're at the cage street.
In the words of Last Action Hero, bluffing this river would be a big mistake.
$220,000. And David pushes out the bluff card.
220,000, huh?
David's going in the cage.
If she calls.
Let me just get this right. If I call and have the worst hand, do I have to go in the cage?
If you call, you can never go into the cage.
Aye. You know I've got a big hand, right? So, aye.
Time's running out.
Ah, good luck to you. Seem like a nice guy.
Guess I'll be going to the cage.
Oh, he's going to the cage.
Wow.
Really, really, really hard to bluff someone with trips in a game where there's major incentive for bluffing. It's like trying to sneak into a bar in a college town. They're looking for you.
I just wanted to see somebody either go or either I was going or she was going, so.
Spin David around a few times. Get him nice and dizzy in there.
I think I'm going to need my glasses just to fully appreciate David in the cage.
Absolutely understood.
Oh, there we go.
Humiliation Nation.
So David Williams has been imprisoned. Is it a case of solitary confinement? Or can Vicky send him a cellmate?
Ideally, I would put them all into the cage at once.
David Williams remains in captivity in the PokerStars.com shark cage, and he's losing chips every hand.
We should play slower.
You could use like your time chips, just throw them in.
Give us all of your inner dialogue right now while you're in there.
That cage thing wasn't in play. I would have just folded pre-flop, by the way.
I wanted to experiment with the cage, see what it was about. So I took that risk, and unfortunately, I was the one that ended up in the cage instead of Vicky.
Jesus Christ, go faster. It's a whole level.
The worst part is how uncomfortable it is in here. They should at least have a chair or a beanbag. I obviously didn't expect her to have a hand as big as she did, so knowing that she had trips leading out definitely is not gonna allow me to bluff her successfully. Why do I feel like I'm gonna be the only guy in the cage?
That must suck to be in there. Looks like fun though.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we can put you in here when I get back. Gus, man, live a little. One of you can come to the cage.
David get to come back for his big blind?
Whose big blind is he?
It's your big blind.
Trust me, I know. Give him a walk.
Oh. It's like seeing a much-loved uncle released from prison. We've all been there, right?
It's pretty brutal in there, I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Of course, Vicky's gonna say welcome back. She can't wait for you to try to bluff her.
Stuff's over with that, no more of that, I learned, yeah.
Well, right now we are going in the tank with Maria and playing a hand from her perspective.
Oh. That's a lot. I didn't even realize it's that much.
Given that amount, I'm gonna fold.
Way too much.
Okay, Gus never has a hand, ever.
Still good action. Thanks, Gus.
So Maria has ace-10. And and she doesn't connect with the flop.
Checking.
I'd say we should check behind and just try to get the showdown, but then Gus is gonna get all aggro, so maybe it's better just to try to win this now. Problem is he's never folding a better hand to 1-bet, but he could call with worse.
He calls Maria's bet. The turn card is an 8.
Checking.
Maria still only has ace high.
Still think we're fine, though. Maybe we don't want this pot getting any bigger.
She checks behind. A queen on the river. Oh, looks like Gus is going to bet. And of course, we don't know if this is a value bet or a bluff.
I think we got a call here. Gus would bet a lot of hands, and most of them are going to be more air than the planet Druidia. Especially with the shark cage factored in, we have to call. We don't want to go to the cage.
Yeah, if Maria folds here and it turns out ace high was the best hand, Maria will take the walk of shame. Five seconds. She calls.
Get the cage ready.
It was a bluff.
Get in there.
This would be the best slow roll ever. He just turns over like a full house.
I have a jack and a 10.
That's not a straight, right? Okay, phew.
Short stack Gus is going to the cage.
To win
I
the
have to show my
hand,
hand?
to win it usually.
Wow. Wow. Good call. That's what we call a cage call.
Cage call.
Bye, Gus.
Give me my chip.
Out of the lineup, I said I wanted to send Gus into the cage. I did just that.
That was a good call. Yeah, my mistake.
I bluffed, she called, she outplayed me.
Aside from playing poker, I also am a commentator for a poker television show. Balancing everything is so tough, but I'm a big believer in you only get one shot, and so I never say no to a good opportunity. I'm ultra competitive. I can still talk and chat and laugh, but, you know, I'll make sure that the cards do the real speaking.
Guard, take his phone away. Come on, who frisked this guy?
Well, here's the short stack right now, and he's getting shorter with every hand that passes.
Are you allowed to take music in there? I'm definitely doing that if I go in.
I don't think it's fair that we can't, if we needle Gus, he can't hear us.
Yeah, that's not right.
Come on. I think he knows we're talking about it.
Hi, Gus.
There's a speaker in there. You can hear. I want to go back and put them all in the cage, but that's going to be pretty tough because they all think I'm bluffing. So, I mean, you just have to value bet and hope they call and take their money that way. But I'm very short stacked.
Who do you dislike the most right now, though?
Probably myself.
Action's on Vicky.
Look at Vicky getting tricky. Oh man, that rhymes awesome.
She raises with 6-4. David has ace-4, and he calls. Queen 7 suited for Maria.
Not usually a spot for a call.
She re-raises.
A giraffe eats over 45 kilos of leaves and twigs a day. Giraffe facts.
Matthew folds.
Vicky getting really tricky.
Whoa, she makes it 300,000.
Trickier than rocking a rhyme that rocks on time.
Remember, if we get to the river, this pot is a good result for Gus, whatever happens.
Don't think it's getting that far.
Wah, wah.
Maria folds.
Bad news, Gus. We didn't get to the river.
Happens.
I was just trying to join you. I had no hand. I was just trying to get myself in there with you. Didn't work out.
Nobody had a hand, but somebody had some stones.
I'm Victoria Coren Mitchell, or Vicky Coren in poker, and I am the first two-time winner of the EPT. One of the big strengths of my poker game is I'm not too obsessed with winning. Obviously, I want to win, but it isn't an obsession. If I don't win an event, it doesn't damage my confidence, I go in just as strong-minded to the next one. I'd love to win this game like I would any game, but my life strategy is not to tie everything up too much in first place, because I think it makes the whole thing easier. Some people might ask if a woman wins this game, does that prove something? I think I'm through that now at the other side. When I was the first woman to win an EPT tournament, I was very proud and that was lovely. I've got it. It's mine. But it was kind of a novelty thing. It's slightly a positive discrimination kind of record to have. It's like being the first of a particular nationality to win. It's got to be someone. But then when everyone was waiting to see who's going to be the first two-time champion, they didn't think it would be me. I'm sure they didn't think it would be a woman. 97 EPT winners and only 3 of us female. So I really hope I've proved now that women have nothing to prove.
With that stack, Vicky is the current favorite to make it to the final and compete for that winner-takes-all prize of $1 million.
Gus is out. It's like when your dad gets back from a business trip, all the fun and games is suddenly stopped. Is Kim Jong unhappy?
Well, we're raising the blinds, and that will put the pressure on Gus's short stack.
Gus has got the short-est stack.
Actions on David. He folds.
Boy, even Gus Hansen can make 30 seconds seem long.
40.
He raises with Queen 10. $9-10 for Patrik.
Seems like a pretty normal hand to defend with, even though we know he's dominated.
We haven't had very many pre-flop raising tickets.
Nope.
I don't think we've had any. I mean, well, maybe one. I don't think we've had any.
Top pair for Gus. An up and down straight draw for Patrik.
And there's that 5 again. Hot cards. It's like roulette.
Play the 5s.
This hand is not very likely to end here on the flop.
Gus has bet. And Patrik calls. An ace on the turn. That might slow them down.
That's certainly a scare card for them both.
I got about 22 seconds to check.
Check, check. And an ace on the river.
The ace is less scary now, especially for Gus, though his hand is somewhat under rep, so Patrik might feel like this would be a good time to bluff.
The shark cage is in play. And Patrik elects to bluff the river, betting enough to put Gus all in.
So I can throw in these 4 if I'm... Yes. Okay, so what can I beat? I can beat that, I can beat that.
Will Gus make the call for his tournament life? Who's heading to the cage?
We played a lot against each other, and he puts me in the aggressive category, which is correct. Always when Gus is on the table, we end up playing a lot of hands. The average hand, somehow it gets a little bit worse with him.
It's decision time for Gus Hansen. Before the break, Patrik Antonius signaled for a bluff on the river. That means one of these boys is destined for the PokerStars.com shark cage.
Okay, so what can I beat? There's, guess, not that many hands I can't beat, but if I know Patrik right, he has ace-10 right there.
If I know Gus right, even if he thinks Patrik has ace-10, he's calling.
10 seconds left.
Gus calls all in.
Smell you later, Patrik.
Get that cage warmed up. Woo!
Oh, in the cage.
Bye.
Patrick, bring some water. It can be hot in there. But I will try to send Vicky your way. I really want to.
Guys who look like Patrik do not fare well in prison.
His bluff was caught. So now, all 3 of our male sharks have experienced the cage. And they've never looked better.
Very good-looking bunch of guys at this table.
See? Handsome.
That could put me off. I think the answer there is I'm simply not going to wear my glasses. I'm going to need my glasses just to fully appreciate David in the cage.
Patrik Antonius is Mr. Handsome. But he's handsome. Like, he's really handsome. If I knew Patrik was gonna be here, I would have brought something for him to like sign, because I loved him in like God of War. Oh my God, love that game.
God of War?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'll check it.
I think you might have to take your shirt off, though, just to see the exact resemblance.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the honest truth here. Gus Hansen does make me feel shy. Hot and lonely, that was my ad on a dating website.
Oh yeah, I answered that.
Because he's so flirty.
It is absolutely correct. I do like to flirt.
Make it 23, my age.
That's my absolute favorite, the 23-year-old game show hostess.
Patrick's gonna see this video, and he's gonna be like, what's wrong with this kid? I'm gonna put Patrik in the cage, just so I can't look at him anymore.
If I manage to pull off being cool around Gus Hansen, then that will be, you know, the bluff of my life.
You guys can give me like normal looking people.
Gus is on his phone. Patrick's eating in there. It's not a cage, it's a vacation. Now he's leaving his dishes behind? No. Some of these things are gonna change next season.
As Patrik returns to the table, Vicky is still the chip leader.
Okay. Thought about some things and I wouldn't do it again.
It's like punishment, right?
I learned my lesson.
And just what lesson was that, Patrik? Can you tell us? I don't think so.
Yeah, there won't be more bluffing.
I don't believe him.
A raise from Maria. Called by Matthew.
What's going on? 37?
37, yes.
Defo gotta see a flop with Jack 10. Come on! Oh, I guess he really did learn his lesson.
Both he and David fold.
Giraffes live up to 25 years in the wild. Giraffe facts.
Top pair for Maria.
Great flop for her.
And she will make a continuation bet.
Seems like a pretty obvious fold for long neck. The knobs on giraffes' heads are called ossicones. Giraffe facts.
That's a raise.
That might be a tell.
What do you have back? How many blacks? 0?
All over here.
Okay.
Maria calls the raise.
I'd give up on this bluff immediately.
Matthew pairs his 4 on the turn.
Even more reason to give up on the bluff.
Check.
Check, check. And an 8 on the river. Maria with a lock on the hand.
Check.
Matthew, don't do it.
He selected the bluff card. If Maria calls this bluff, Matthew's going in the cage.
And there is little to no chance she's folding.
I call.
She calls.
Take it sleazy, Holmes.
Woo! Warm up the cage.
Ah, she can't even look at him.
Another bluff caught, another cage visit.
A brave bluff,
Every
Matthew,
man
brave.
and animal has been in the cage.
Yay!
And another bonus chip for Maria. Each fin is worth an extra 100,000 chips in the final.
Giraffe in a cage. I've seen this before.
I know.
I think it's called a zoo.
Oh. I don't even know why I was calling. I think I was getting like a run of bad cards. So I just decided, okay, yeah, a 4 is good. It has to be good. As soon as I got to cage, I thought, you know, it's not gonna be that bad. Like, I can entertain myself. Woo! 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 To stay in there, I felt so isolated, no one to talk to. You guys miss me yet?
Yes, come back soon.
Sad face. I'm calling PETA.
Female giraffes give birth standing up, unlike Matthew. Giraffe facts.
David Williams all in and behind.
So this is what it's come to, Queen 3. Desperation is a stinky cologne.
Maria now a really big favorite.
Wait, what's going on?
Wouldn't you like to know?
David's all in with a big draw.
Oh,
A 5 on the river sends David to the rail.
David Williams is going to finish the shark cage in 6th place.
The giraffe can come out now.
He's the first player eliminated from Heat 3.
sir. Nice to meet you. Good luck, man.
I love this kid. And he is definitely not in there alone.
Yes.
There he is.
Welcome back.
It's like a new beginning.
Nice. And plus, when I was in there, I wasn't the first one eliminated. So I could say I'm number 5.
Think positive, Matthew. You're still in with a shot at that $1 million winner-takes-all prize. A raise from Patrik here with Queen 10 suited.
Gus ain't folding.
He calls. Matthew has King 10 suited.
Wow, everybody's got some Broadway.
He calls as well. Vicky has King Queen suited.
More Broadway than the Tony Awards.
And she re-raises.
It's somehow the best hand.
Patrik's out.
Gus may be sniffing out a squeeze. He is dominated.
He calls.
Speaking of sniffing, giraffes find leaves with their sense of smell. Giraffe facts.
Alone at last. How many do you have, Gus?
Not a lot.
Gus pairs his jack.
In the 300 range.
You have about 300, you think?
Vicky bets.
I guess I'll make it 200.
A virtual all-in from Gus.
He's got the best hand.
And I got too many outs to fold. Good luck.
Vicky re-raises to 500,000.
Okay.
Gus is now officially all-in.
You're certainly ahead, but
Vicky's got mad outs, though.
And Gus is the player at risk.
All right, let's see the turn card.
7 outs.
Turn card is the 8 of clubs.
Did take it down a notch.
Picked up a flush draw.
how many 10s of hearts in the deck?
At least 1.
At least one, I hope
It could
so.
be more.
I was gonna say 1.
And boom.
7 of clubs.
A flush for Gus.
Ugh, how much should it turn out to be?
I have here 750.
Oh my god.
For 125, I'll do it. That's fine.
What's that? What? Because if I'd won the pot, it's so much easier to get the chips back.
I should have been there.
Oh, you should have
I
been there.
should have been there.
He shouldn't have been there. You see those two hands?
Yeah.
Nice hand.
I'm sure she means it.
Gus is chipping up.
I'm definitely known as a big bluffer. They don't have a chance. I'm also known as somebody who doesn't fold a lot of hands. I don't think too many people are going to try to bluff me. Get that cage warmed up. Woo! But I'm going to be on my toes and hopefully get the best of it. It's a lot of fun, but there's also a big first prize, and I'm going to win that first prize.
Let's hope it doesn't end for this Gus the same way it did on Breaking Bad.
I'll fold.
Gus not going to play this hand.
Matthew is a short stack.
He just calls on the button with Queen 10. Vicky's got kings in the small blind.
Couple of man queens for the 2-time lady champ.
That's a raise. King 6 suited for Patrik. He calls Vicky's raise.
Huh.
I'm all in.
Matthew, your timing is impeccable. Lee bad.
I'm all in.
Vicky reshoves.
See ya, Patrik.
This is so steamy.
Yeah, good fold. I thought if I just called it would look too strong. This looked kind of weaker.
Man. Don't worry, sorry. I'm gonna dirty you. I'm sorry. It's coming.
I figured if I just call that bet, it's so obvious.
I would win this hand. I have a feeling.
Oh, yeah?
This is gonna come.
Had some heart.
Action. That's action right there.
Where?
So,
Yeah, action. Sure. Runner, runner.
so let's go action, Jackson. Okay,
Matthew drawing dead.
Ah,
thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Good luck.
Online giraffe.
Ugh.
Matthew from Canada.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I'll still be on the rails.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm gonna stand there.
bummer. He was a little ray of giraffe sunshine.
Had a great time. It was great to play with all those players. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
When Matthew walked out, I was really pleased. I thought, okay, this guy's going to be fun.
Definitely didn't expect anybody to come out in a giraffe onesie.
A giraffe outfit.
Woo!
Woo!
Matthew the Giraffe was very interesting. Usually the qualifiers don't get involved a lot at first.
Matthew raises to 160,000.
He was playing really aggressive, raising people. I think he was holding his own. I was proud of him.
He played it well. I mean, he was not intimidated. He took a shot. Unfortunately, maybe one too many shots.
I love Matthew. I know he was very nervous, and despite that, he gave us some fun. Everything we need in the game.
Vicky approached me. We were talking about how I would love to attend EPT London. Vicky, I was like, I don't know, out of her heart, she offered to put me into the event.
It's because I think he's a special person. I think he's kind and good. He seems to care a lot about his family. He's had this adventure here, and he's given us a great game.
And for her to take money out of her pocket, it means a lot to me. This won't be the last time you're gonna see me. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, the second series of Shark Cage is coming soon. Play for $1 million. Head to PokerStars.com. After the exit of our online qualifier, Matthew Herminiano, it wasn't long before Patrik Antonius was eliminated by Gus Hansen.
Good game, good luck, everybody.
See ya.
But how will Gus fare against the ladies as they battle for a seat at the PokerStars.com Shark Cage final and a shot at $1 million?
I find that being a woman playing poker, I always have the advantage. Guys never expect me to bluff.
Think for the men, there is a bit of their heads that will always say, not a threat.
When female players venture into poker, a lot of times they're more accomplished than men. They probably feel like they want to know a little bit about the game, where men just sit down and play.
And now we're three-handed. The cage is out of play.
Hey, no cage for us. You know they wanted to see us pole dancing in there. It's never gonna happen.
Well, I'm out then.
Vicky, the marginal chip leader right now.
So you've got maybe 1.5 or something now?
That's 1-5.
Okay, I've got the gist. Let's make it 85.
Vicky raises with a pair of tens.
Gus still stacking chips from busting Patrik.
And he's got queens.
Ladies on top of ladies on top of ladies for this guy.
$250.
There's the re-raise.
You only just got them. You're splashing them about already?
He could get them all.
I'm gonna make it 750.
Oh boy, here we go.
And I'll make it all in.
Gus shoves.
Okay, I call.
And Vicky calls.
Vicky has tens. Gus has queens.
81% chance Gus doubles up.
Vicky
No
has the
comeback
10 of
from
clubs and the 10 of
750.
diamonds.
No.
Gus has the queen of spades. And the
I can't put in 750 and fold, you know.
And it was a gimme. We're three-handed, and
We're
I re-raise
three-handed.
it a lot, and that's it. If you hit a 10, you win. If you don't, I win.
Okay, let's see what happens.
There's some straight possibilities.
The flop. Just 2 10s on it.
I
That
mean,
probably sends me to the rail.
that's just silly.
That was kind of silly. That was not the flop I was hoping for.
I
I,
mean, that-
will admit, I was looking to do a little better.
There's no pride for me in this, you know. I want to be seen to like outplay these people, not.
I'm glad I didn't just call the 750.
Turn card.
I should have folded.
Gus drawing dead.
You have me covered, right?
Vicky's going to
Yeah, I've got
eliminate him in
2.3
third
or
place
something.
from the shark.
Kind of a sickening way to get knocked out,
Yeah.
my lady.
Unlucky.
Oh, the hands could have been reversed. It's not a big deal.
They could.
My lady.
Been playing with you.
Yeah,
Hashtag death by quads.
that was the shortest three-way I've ever been.
Is that broadcastable? Is that fine?
Good luck, ladies.
Thank you. See you soon.
It was kind of like Breaking Bad.
And Heat 3 has certainly turned out to be ladies' night.
I feel like whatever it took, quads, bluffs, anything, this heads up was never going to be any other way.
Nope.
As soon as I saw the lineup, I thought, it's just going to be easy to get to this stage. Of all the people I could be heads up against, I wish it wasn't Maria.
Vicky has me outchipped about 2 to 1. You never want to go into heads up as the deficit.
Maria plays a similar game to me. Very crafty, very thoughtful. She's not making those chips available stupidly. I think it's going to be difficult.
I honestly feel really comfortable with my heads up game, and I feel really confident going in that if the cards were to break evenly, I have a really good shot.
Good luck, Maria.
Vicky's on a bit of a hot streak, eh? She's one opponent and one table away from $1 million, and I guess so is Maria.
Yep, we're definitely going to have our first female finalist. Maria's first to act here. She's got ace deuce.
Maria could limp or raise.
She chooses to raise. Pocket jacks for Vicky.
She's almost always going to be re-raising.
And that's what she does.
Maria may be a little uneasy calling with a hand that could be completely dominated, but an ace is probably a little too strong to fold.
We're going to the flop. And what a flop. Vicky improves to a set. Maria has the nut flush draw and a straight draw.
Vicky could manage quads this time, I guess.
She continues.
Maria can't fold. She's got a bajillion outs, and they're all to the nuts or the near nuts.
She calls. The 8 of clubs changes nothing. Vicky now a 75% favorite. And she checks.
Tricky. Looks like Maria's gonna do her a solid and semi-bluff this.
275,000.
600.
And a check raise from Vicky.
Check raise in your face. Maria's still drawing to the nuts, so she probably shouldn't fold.
Time's running out.
How much do you have left?
Like 1.1 or so.
Not much.
And there's 2 million in the pot.
How about the 8 of hearts for the ultimate brutality?
No, it's the Queen of Spades. Vicky with a lock on the hand.
800.
Most of Maria's chips.
Fold. Fold like the wind.
She does.
Hey!
Well, now I know whose side you're on, Giraffe.
Matthew's back. Giraffe facts.
Wriggled away like a fish off the end of a hook.
If you catch me, you promise to throw me back in the ocean. Let me go. Cheers.
Cheers. Your good health.
Yes.
This is what the end of every poker tournament should always look like.
A couple of women heads up drinking wine.
No, me in it. Yes, of course that.
Neil, you old dog, you.
Maria's first.
120.
She's raising with Jack 6. Vicky has ace 9.
Decides to just call. Maria behind again.
Not anymore. She has paired her Jack.
She's caught good for once.
Maria bets.
I hope they don't show this hand, because I definitely have the best hand and I'm folding it anyway.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you would have called.
All right.
Surely you would have called if you could
Okay.
beat that.
Nice hand.
Maria shows a
I
jack.
still
Vicky shows
misplayed
an
it
ace.
before the flop, though.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
Vicky is the big chip leader right now. Remember, only one of these players will advance to the final. So someone's leaving Monaco disappointed.
All in.
I call.
All in and call.
Wow, Maria at risk with 3s, called by Vicky with pocket 8s.
Vicky, come on, run better, huh? At least give us a little sweat and don't flop her dead right away, all right, Vix?
Vicky, an 81% favorite to win Heat 3. A bigger favorite now.
Oh, almost a 3 on the flop. Almost. Vicky's #1 fan on the rail, putting his neck out there. She goes on to win the million, staking him in EPT London will be no big deal at all.
The turn card is another 10. Maria Ho has 2 outs. She needs a 3 on the river. Otherwise, we have a winner. It is a
5 of
brick.
spades. Let's have a round of applause for both of you beautiful ladies.
Good game.
What an
Lovely
absolute
play.
pleasure to play with you. Well done.
Thank you, too.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the giraffe. I mean, we can really get stuck into the wine now, right?
Yes.
So, Victoria Coren Mitchell has booked her seat in the final, alongside German high roller Phil Gruesome and online qualifier Gareth Coles. Vicky currently holds the chip lead as she's the only player to win her heat, securing a shark cage bonus chip.
I know I said before we played I'm not scared of anyone, and I'm not, but it's probably the toughest lineup I've ever had, so I'm very pleased to beat them. But I feel like I ought to be given $1 million just for knocking Gus Hansen out, even though I flopped quads. Now I've got to start again, very cruel.
Next time.
Well, I definitely didn't understand the cage in the beginning.
But I thought I had to call for that to be in play.
She doesn't look very happy.
No, she's not happy.
I can't hear you guys.
Are you angry at me?